Our planet is beautiful. It is also trying to kill you. Right now, somewhere on Earth, the ground is dissolving in acid. A volcano is burying a village. A snake is waiting on a branch you cannot see. And people are climbing, willingly, into a zone where the human body simply begins to shut down. Tonight we go to those places. 8 of the most dangerous locations on the face of this earth. No exaggeration, no fiction. Just the planet doing what it has always done. Danakil Desert, Ethiopia. The hottest place on earth. This is the Danakil Desert, Ethiopia. Temperature 55 degrees Celsius in the shade. There is no shade. What you are looking at is not water. These are pools of concentrated sulfuric acid, pH near 0, the same chemistry as battery acid. If you stepped in, you would not step back out. Beneath your feet, pockets of boiling brine hide under a thin crust that looks like solid ground. One wrong step, that is all it takes. And yet, people come here every day. The Afar people have mined this salt for centuries. They walk these flats barefoot, reading the ground the way you read a map. Knowledge is their only protection. There are no barriers here, no warning signs, just the ground and what they know about it. The Danakil does not know you are here. That is exactly the point. Mount Sinabung, Indonesia. For 400 years, this mountain said nothing. Then, in 2010, it woke up. And it has not stopped since. This is a pyroclastic flow, 700 degrees of gas, ash, and rock, moving at 200 kilometers per hour. You cannot outrun it. You cannot shelter from it. 16 people died in this flow. They had minutes, but Sinabung's most dangerous weapon is quiet. Laha's rivers of volcanic mud move at night, without sound, without warning. Whole streets buried by morning, and still they plant, from fire to something even more extreme. A valley in California, where the heat is not a weather event, it is the weather. Because this soil, violent, volcanic, unstable, is some of the most fertile on Earth. The same force that destroys feeds the people who stay, from fire to something even more extreme. Death Valley, USA. The hottest temperature ever recorded. Death Valley, California. July 10, 1913, Furnace Creek Weather Station. 56.7 degrees Celsius, the highest air temperature ever reliably recorded on Earth. That record has stood for over 100 years. The valley is a heat trap, mountains on every side. Hot air sinks in, compresses, and cannot get out. The ground surface reaches 93 degrees, enough to fry an egg, enough to blister your feet through your shoes. People die here every summer. Not reckless people, ordinary tourists who step out of a car expecting a short walk and discover too late that at 50 degrees, the heat is not weather, it is a force pressing down on every cell of your body. Dehydration, heat stroke, and cardiac arrest can follow within the hour. Death Valley does not look like a place that kills. That is its trick. Skeleton Coast, Namibia. The graveyard of ships. The Skeleton Coast, Namibia. 500 kilometers of shoreline where the oldest desert on Earth meets the Atlantic Ocean. The San people called it the land God made in anger. The Portuguese sailors who first mapped it had a simpler name, the Gates of Hell. Over 1,000 ships have wrecked here. Not all in storms, Many were killed by fog. The Benguela Current, fed by near-freezing water rising from the ocean floor, chills the sea surface. When warm desert air blows across it, fog forms instantly, dense, total. Captains who thought they were safely offshore found themselves in the surf with no warning and no time. The sands swallowed what the sea left behind. Once you wrecked here, you had two choices. The ocean freezing cold, or the desert 500 kilometers with no water. Most who made it ashore died of thirst within days. Hence the name. But this coast is not dead. Lions hunt seals on the beach here, a behavior found nowhere else on Earth. Desert elephants walk the dunes. The cold current that sinks ships feeds one of the most productive marine ecosystems on the planet. Death and life, the same current, running in different directions. Mount Washington, USA. The world's most violent wind. 1,917 meters, not impressive by mountain standards. The Alps have peaks 3 times higher. The Himalayas 4 times. None of them have ever recorded a wind like this. April 12, 1934. The observers at the Mount Washington Observatory recorded a wind gust of 372 kilometers per hour. 231 miles per hour. The highest surface wind speed ever recorded on Earth. That record held for 62 years. The reason, geography. 3 of North America's biggest storm systems converge directly over this summit. Cold Arctic air from the north, warm Gulf air from the south, and the jet stream from the west, they all collide here. And the mountain's isolation amplifies everything. The temperature can drop 30 degrees in under an hour. People have died on this mountain in August, in summer, caught by a storm that arrived in minutes. The mountain does not warn you, it simply changes. The Mount Washington Observatory has been staffed continuously since 1870. Every day, through every storm, someone goes up to read the instruments. Not because they have to, because the data matters. And because this mountain, when you understand it, is extraordinary. Snake Island, Brazil. 1 snake per square meter. 35 kilometers off the coast of Sao Paulo. A small island, quiet, green, you would never guess. The Brazilian Navy has closed this island to the public. No tourists, no hikers, no fishermen. Because on these 43 hectares lives an estimated 4,000 golden lancehead pit vipers, one of the most venomous snakes on the planet. 1 snake per square meter of ground. The golden lancehead exists nowhere else on Earth. When rising sea levels cut this island off from the mainland thousands of years ago, a population of snakes was trapped here with only one food source, migratory birds stopping to rest. To catch a bird that can fly away, you need a venom that works in seconds. So that is what they evolved. There is a story about the last lighthouse keeper here, his family, a window left open at night. The lighthouse is automated now. Nobody lives on this island anymore. Their bite causes rapid tissue death at the wound site. The blood stops clotting. Internal bleeding begins. Without treatment, and there is no treatment available on this island, a human bite victim has hours. The golden lancehead is critically endangered. This island is its entire world. Researchers study the venom for compounds that may treat heart disease and blood disorders. The most dangerous animal on this island may one day save lives. That is how it works here.